Welcome to the Real-Time Storytime by Robert R. Ricks. We will get this thing started pretty soon. What I need for you guys right now is just to hold tight. We need to allow people to show up because this show is nothing without the viewers. You see, I require keywords or phrases that you will give me, and I will craft a story based off these keywords. I have about 2.5 minutes to create the story. And then after I create the story, I have to see if I got all of the keywords in, at least 10 of them. We try to have at least 10 to 14 keywords, and I attempt to get all of them in, but if I can get at least 10, it's a good day. Now, I know you guys are going to have some really crazy ones. Now, I do need to warn any new viewers. The existing crew that comes here on a regular basis are filthy, nasty motherfuckers with foul language. If the language is going to be a problem, you might want to check out now, because these stories, 9 times out of 10, are extremely vulgar, sometimes violent, oftentimes very weird, and sometimes funny. Alright, we'll get this thing started pretty soon. Hang tight.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Yo, what's up? What's up? It is the time for the real-time story time. It is I, Robert R. Ricks. I will be your storyteller for today. And for you folks listening on podcast, sorry for that little throat clearing. I had just finished dinner with my family. But for you folks on podcast, basically, you won't be able to see everything that the regular folks on the live stream is seeing. So you're just going to have to remember certain keywords and stuff like that. So the way this works is, as it was said in the very beginning, I have a bunch of viewers that are in here. They're going to give me some keywords. They're going to hear a sound. And then once they hear that sound, they're going to go ahead and start submitting some keywords and everything. Now, last episode, I wasn't here last week, but the week prior to that, I think it was Brian that threw out a constraint on this particular story time. We're going to do something on the Area 51 to kind of coincide with this whole storm Area 51 madness that people are talking and stuff. But we're going to attempt to make a story based on that. Now hopefully the words that we get will be conducive to that. If not, I will try to find a way to figure it out. So we're going to go ahead and get things started. I'm going to go ahead and rock and roll this.
Submit your words now.
And they can go ahead and start telling us the words that they'd like to give us. Oops, there we go. So as we do this, we'll have a little bit of music here while they throw some words and stuff like that. So first off the gate, we got lightning and thunder. A little lightning, a little thunder. And we got a little bit of anal probe. Okay, I guess that's kind of conducive to an Area 51 thing, right? Alright, so we got lightning and thunder. And then we've got anal probe. And then we've got Howdy Doody. Howdy Doody and Chuck E. Cheese pizza. I may have to split those because I could just bullshit something on that. So I'm gonna do Howdy Doody, and Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese pizza, which incidentally is not good and not bad. It's just one of those things. Headless snake. Now that's interesting. Headless snake. Let's see. Yeah, we lost sound for a second. I know I pushed a button by accident. Lolita Island Secret video files. Okay. Lolita Island Secret video files. Secret video files. Truth rather than facts. And then the truth is here. Let's see. That was my shop at Sleepy Joe. Did I miss something here? Backwards. Truth rather than facts. Okay. And I need like 2 more. Oh wait, no, never mind. Keyword STD Vampirism. STD Vampirism. I don't know. What the fuck am I do with that? Vampirism. Vampirism was fine. But STD Vampirism, that's going to be a little interesting. Let's see, did I miss anything? All right, so I'm going to say hello to all the folks that are here right now. We got Brian, we got Paula, we got Backwards, we got Garen, we got Stalking Wolf, we got Lyrilope. Let's see, I already got Backwards. Anybody? Oh, Garen. I got Garen already, I think. And I think that's it for right now. So let's see. Agent X watching us from Black Vehicles. Okay. And then all hell broke out. We'll leave it at that. Agent X watching us from Black Vehicles. And then we had all hell broke out. Hey, what's up, Vixen? All hell broke out. If you want to throw one in, Vic, since you showed up, go for it. That'll give us 12. So if you want to throw one in there. In the meantime, I'll read what I've got. So we've got Lightning and Thunder, Anal Probe, Howdy Doody, Chuck E. Cheese Pizza, Headless Snake, Lolita Island Secret Video Files, Truth Rather Than Facts, The Truth Is Here, STD Vampirism, Agent X watching us from Black Vehicles. I got that right, Agent F. Yep. Let's see. All hell broke out, and then if Vix throws one, that'll be the last one. And then that'll get us a good start here. You're missing a lot of the chat. Let's see. So far, it looks like all those chats are there on the side. I guess I can. Let's see. Is it this one? Yeah, I can turn that off there. And then, of course, the constraint is Area 51. And we'll do that. Paint with blood. Okay, paint with blood. Okay. All right. So now I have to try to figure out some kind of a narrative or a story with this. Life force about space vampires. Okay. Well, let's do this. Let's go here, and let's see, do I got, yeah, I'm gonna do this one, I think. I think this will be appropriate. Yeah, this sounds good. Oh yeah, I think it's appropriate as a motherfucker. Okay, so now I have to figure out, what can I do with lightning and thunder, anal probe, howdy doody, Chuck E. Cheese pizza, headless snake, Lolita Island Secret video files, truth rather than facts, the truth is here, STD Vampirism, Agent X watching us from black vehicles, all hell broke out, and paint with blood, all within Area 51. So let's do... Alright, I think I has it. So you can see, jotted some notes right there. Not a lot, just some names. And just a few things just to remind me what it is we're dealing with. I can take off my headphones now. Move that stuff there. Pop back over here. Pop back over here. So now, for the folks that are watching this, whenever I use one of the keywords, I will attempt to remember to press this button a couple of times just to show that I've used it. And for you other folks that are listening to this on the podcast and stuff like that, you're just going to have to remember lightning and thunder, anal probe, howdy doody, Chuck E. Cheese pizza, headless snake, Lolita Island Secret video files, truth rather than facts, the truth is here, STD Vampirism, Agent X watching us from black vehicles, all hell broke out, and paint with blood. All has to be within Area 51 as a constraint. A shit-sucking vampire, just wait until mom finds out. Okie dokie, so here we go. Let me take a little sip. Hopefully I won't be too belchy belch as I drink this root beer. But root beer is delicious. I just can't help myself. A little ASMR for you right there. Okay. Alright, so let us begin the story. Exactly at 15-minute mark. Here we go. It was the perfect plan. At least we thought it was. Everybody was going to be storming Area 51. What an opportunity! We knew it would also be a clusterfuck of epic proportions. I mean, logistically speaking, who could organize so many people? And the fact that we knew some were going to die. And nobody honestly wanted to catch a bullet. So there was a little trepidation and fear in regards to trying to storm a military base. Most of us understood there was some risk. Only a handful of us, though, actually knew what the plan was. You see, we understood the concept of useful idiots. And these Naruto runners and things like that, running faster than a bullet. Well, we just thought, why not let them go ahead and try? I mean, they act and will be the perfect diversion. I looked at Markie and Margie. They looked at me. And we smiled. We were one of the smart ones. We were sitting there wondering when the Naruto runners were going to go. We had a game plan. Everybody knew what they were supposed to do. There were dogs. There were other animals also working with us. But we were special. We were outside the perimeter. And we sat there and we saw many black vehicles. We saw military vehicles. It was pretty clear to us that Uncle Sam was not fucking around on this one. There was no way anybody was going to sneak into this bitch. Or at least, not that they were aware of. You see, we had spent the better part of 10 years before this shit was even fabricated tunneling. Yes, that's right. I said fucking tunneling. Idea came to us one day and we were sitting there looking at this news article talking about drug cartels sneaking across the border by tunnels. We thought to ourselves, way back then, what if we could tunnel just beyond the observation area where they were always watching? Just get far enough in, rock some secret camouflage, and then go. Well, you can imagine, tunneling takes a lot of time. Moving Earth requires a lot of effort. Fortunately for me, I was fucking rich. So I paid a bunch of motherfuckers money to go dig for us while we sat back drinking our motherfucking root beers. It was the greatest thing ever. So you can imagine our surprise when we found out that all these people were going to storm Area 51. Well, we were delighted. That was going to take a lot of pressure off of us. So we got in our tunnel, and we waited for our friend, Jamie, to let us know when enough people got there. So before we got to the tunnel, we had one small problem. There was one truck. It was sitting further out than the rest, and this sumbitch was watching us. This was an Agent X watching us from black vehicles, and we knew we had to be careful. We needed some sort of diversion. We needed to wait. So what did we do? We pulled out a grill, started to smoke up some sausages, and sat back with some beers and act like we were just going to sit back and watch the party. After a little while, roughly 45 minutes, the truck loaded up, drove, and joined the rest of them, where the big bulk of the people were at. And there was a shit ton of them. Holy hell. We figured maybe 1,000 people would show up from all the bullshit. After looking, we realized it was probably closer to 10 to 11,000 people. There were a lot of fucking people. The idiots were actually going to try to storm the base in plain sight. We shook our heads. Fucking amateurs. We saw the coast was clear. We jumped down in the tunnel. Started to move. I was filled up. I had enough fuel in me to make sure I was good for at least a day or two. We had made sure to stop by and eat our body weight of Chuck E. Cheese pizza. It was cheap, and it was also one of the few places that we could go and make plans without the watchful eye of the government looking at us. Although I did look at Chuck E. Cheese the actual character a few times, thinking perhaps there's a camera in that motherfucker's eyes. Anyway, it was of no consequence. We were able to make our plans, fill up on food, get some gear, and start going. So you imagine our surprise as we started to go down our tunnel, and we were fairly deep at this point. The tunnel ran for a good excuse me. The tunnel ran for a good, oh man, that root beer, goodness, pardon me, excuse me. The tunnel ran for a good 3,000 yards. We knew that was way beyond the gate perimeter that they had been watching. We were pretty far down. Sound was somewhat muffled, so you can imagine our surprise when we heard a booming sound. It echoed. We paused. I got on the radio, reached back out to our scout. Yo, what the fuck's going on up there? Sounded like lightning and thunder or something. Hello? You there? Markie just looked at me. Bro, we're pretty far on the ground. Radio probably can't reach. Plus, who knows what this base has right above us? There could be all kinds of shit scrambling radios and whatnot. I nodded. Okay. Well, let's continue going. We got to the end, and our workers had gotten all the way down there, but we gave them specific instructions to not tunnel up. That was going to be our job. That was the last little bit. We got there. We started to dig a little until we felt we were near the surface. Margie stepped forward. She grabbed the snake-like device, stuck it up, and went and waited as she looked at her screen. I watched over her shoulder. It poked out of the ground. We looked around. We could see a couple buildings, probably a few hundred yards away from us. And as she did a 360 around, we noted nobody was there. In fact, when she looked back in the general area where all of the people were supposed to be at, there were none. Not a single fucking person. No trucks. No nothing. Just roads, dirt, dunes, hills. Nothing. What the fuck, guys? She looked nervous. Well, what do we do now? Fuck. Let's keep going. We got a plan. Seems like nobody's here. So let's do this. We dug a little more. And then we got out. We looked. We pulled out some of our camouflage. It was made roughly of shrubbery and things of that nature. It was kind of comical to think about it. 3 very large shrubs running in unison, pausing every so often. Reminded me of the video game where I played as Snake. Just trying not to be spotted or observed. Really ridiculous shit. We got going a little bit further, and again, there was a rumbling, thunderous sound. Looked around. I couldn't tell where it was coming from. It almost sounded like it was all around us. That's fucking weird. We kept walking a little further, and we heard a rattling noise. I said, fuck, it's a rattlesnake. Where? Looked around. There it was. On the ground, a good 5 feet from us, coiled up. But here's the weird thing. Some bitch had no head. The body was coiled up like it was ready to strike, but it had no head. Margie gasped when she saw it. It was odd. Where the head would have met the body was almost severed and somewhat burned. You could still see the muscles, and you could see bits of its bone, and it was coiled up like it was ready to strike. It was aware we were nearby, and we wondered how this headless snake could even still be moving, let alone coiled up ready to strike. We felt it was important to be very cautious around this. So as we backed away, went left, then went forward, it kind of straightened back out, and it started to slither away. Jake, man, not to be a pussy or nothing, but, what the fucking literal fuck, man? I don't know what to tell you, man. This is fucking Area 51. We need to keep going. All right, man. Where are we going now? Well, our intel says roughly 200 yards up ahead, that red building up there, that's our target. All right, let's go. So we kept going. A little bit slow. A little bit slow. A little bit slow. Took forever, but we figured if we did a full-up sprint, they'd spot us. Hell, I imagine they could have been sitting there watching us right now, laughing, chuckling, going, these fucking dipshits think they're little bushes running around. But we got to the red door. And this is where it gets weird. The door was open, as if to say, Howdy Doody, welcome aboard. Come on in. The party's going. Guys, this is kind of scary. No shit. I nodded. I agreed. This is supposed to be a military facility. I would imagine to be secured. There was a key card reader off to the right of the door, but the door was open. Okay. All right. Let's pause for a second. We're here. Let's go ahead and radio back real quick. We're out of the ground. Somebody should listen. I pulled the radio out really quietly, turned the volume down so as not to squawk too loudly. This is Groundhog. Anybody copy? Over. I repeat, this is Groundhog. Anybody out there? Over. Fuck. Okay, well, we've got no fucking support. Might as well go inside. We walked in the red door, expecting it to slam behind us, like you'd see in all the scary movies with the jump scares. But it didn't do anything. The door just stayed open. Why don't we jam something in that door just to be on the safe side, because there's a key card on this side as well. Margie nodded. She took out a piece of something I couldn't see, crammed it in the door, closed the door, and then pressed and the door opened again. Good enough. Close it so it looks like it's closed, so that way if anybody does a patrol by, they'll just think, yeah, whatever. Hopefully they won't check the door. She nodded. We were met with a hallway that went forward and then down. Huh. No stairs or anything. It just kind of slopes. That's kind of crazy. So we had ditched our camouflage before we had stepped through the door, and then we started walking. Now here's the weird part. I had boots on. Actually, we all had boots on, but my boots were newer. And they had a really annoying thing of kind of squeaking whenever it came in contact with like linoleum or any other surface like that. And this was a pretty shiny surface, so I kind of anticipated some kind of a squeak, squirt, or a little cook, 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 some sound, something as we progressed. There was nothing. It was as if the hallway itself was designed to absorb sound. What the fuck, dude? Yo, man, this place is already weird. Like I expected when we got further, like maybe some underground base with a bunch of silos inside that we'd find something interesting, but this is not interesting, bro. This shit's kind of scary. I nodded. Look, man, all I know is one thing. The fucking truth is here, and I really, really, really want to see it. He nodded. Yeah, I get that, man, but we have to look at some things here, man. We have to look at some facts. First, there was a fucking snake slithering around out there with no head, and it was still slithering like it had a purpose. Two, all the fucking runners and everybody else, even the damn vehicles, the men in black, everything gone. Okay? We got no support, we got no comms, we got nothing. We're flying blind here. And on top of all of that, the fucking door was wide open. I think you're really, really, really fixated on the truth, man. And for me, I think you want the truth rather than the facts. And I paused. I realized, because of the sting in my heart, he was right. I did want to know what was down here. And I didn't care what the cost was. But I looked at my friends, and I felt a pang of guilt. You know what, guys? You're right. Why don't you guys head back? Get to the safety of the little tunnel, and I'll radio you if I find anything. Markie looked at Margie. What you think, girl? I got a bad feeling about this. She nodded. Yeah, I got a bad feeling too. I really don't want to leave him. You know, I don't want to be fucked up or nothing, but I'd like to talk about this story someday. She nodded. Why don't you come with us, Jake? We've gotten further than anybody else has. We have really, really cool shit we could tell people. Plus, we could probably go back and take pictures of the snake. That alone will be proof that something weird's going on here. I considered it. I thought about it. But something in me, the dumb idiot part of me, wanted the truth. Nah, I'm gonna see this through, guys. I'm gonna go check it out. No convincing you then? Nah. All right, man. We'll be right at the end of the cave there. We won't go back until you come back, or until 12 hours has passed. 12 is plenty, bro. Yeah, I'm not out in 12. You might want to fucking call... Fuck. I don't know who you'd call. Shit. I guess I'm on my own, right? Yeah. Margie paused. Come on, Jake. This is silly. Let's get out of here. Nah. I'm gonna go. Plus, you know, who knows? I might get lucky and get anal probed or something. That might be fun. The thought of an anal probe was not a fun thing, but I felt like maybe cracking a joke would kind of diffuse how tense the situation had become. They smiled. Markie winked at me. Yeah, bro, I think you would like that. He took Margie by the hand. They went back, and they left. They closed the door behind them. It was just me. I waited for a few minutes, and then I checked the radio. Groundhog the crew, come in. Groundhog the crew. We read you loud and clear, bro. All right, I'm going deep. That's what she said. I smiled. I kept walking, and then we kept going a little bit further. I kept going a little bit further. I don't know why I said we, but it was wishful thinking probably on my part. I got down a little further, and it was probably a good 300 yards maybe. I checked the radio again. Just radio check. Fuck the code names and everything. You guys still there? Yeah, bro. You're still loud. We hear you clear. All right. I'm a little further down. Looks like there's a couple of doors here. I'm going to go ahead and check them out. And maybe after I check these two doors out, maybe I will call it. All right, bro. We're here waiting for you. Cool. I looked in the first door, and I realized that it had gotten musty. It was getting a little hard to breathe as I opened the door. And I looked around, and the air was different. And when I say different, it's hard to explain, but it had a different quality to it, a different density to it. It felt heavy. It had a sweetness to it as I inhaled, and it made my head tingle a little. And I realized the air in this particular room was getting me a little high. That made me a little bit nervous, but I radioed it back. Room to the left, filled with funny air, makes a motherfucker feel kind of high. Makes me feel kind of happy. I'm not really scared right now. Well, don't breathe too much of that, man. You don't know what it is. What else is in there? I popped my flashlight, looked around because there were no lights in here. And it was weird. The wall itself had an organic texture to it. Kind of like dirt. But dirt with lumps. It was all irregular. No real sharp edges to be seen. And the room seemed somewhat circular. Near the back of the room was a pit. Okay, so it looks like I'm in a dirt mound, Kind of like if you pictured Lord of the Rings and you stripped out all the furniture and shit in one of them little hobbit holes. That's what it reminds me of. And I can smell earth a little bit too now. In the back of the room is a pit. Yeah, let's not go in the pit, okay? Why don't you leave that room, go check out the other room? Well, I kind of want to look in the hole. Bro, that's how motherfuckers get killed. Don't look in the hole. I nodded. Fuck, I knew he was right. But the goddamn curiosity in me, I really wanted to look in the hole. But I listened. I backed out of the room, closed the door gently, turned, faced the other door. That door had a keypad on it. Shit, it's got a code. Okay. Didn't you have some intel on some codes? Yeah, it's kind of dated though. Okay, well, what was the code? 12345 pound? Did you try it yet? No, I guess I'll try it. Beep, 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 beep. Chunk. Are you fucking serious? It fucking worked. Holy shit. What the fuck kind of security is that? The lazy kind, I guess? I opened a door, went in, and my jaw dropped. Oh shit, bro. What? Hold tight. I'm gonna snap some pics. I'm gonna send them to you. Alright. Took out my phone, started snapping pictures as much as I could, as fast as I could. We had a Dropbox account that we all shared. And any pictures that any one of us took with enough time would make its way to the Dropbox. The Dropbox itself was connected to a web server that we had. We had an FTP program that would basically go and look in the folders, and if it saw any new folders, would add it to the website. We figured, shit, if we came in and we saw some stuff and we shot enough of it and we got killed, well, at least the world would have information. And our website was somewhat popular. We had over 50,000 subscribers on our blog, and we knew that somebody would see it in the event of our untimely demise. Holy shit, bro. Are these fucking for real? Uh-huh. This shit's hella juicy. Oh, man. You're not lying, brother. I could hear the excitement in his voice. I could tell there was a part of him that wanted to come running out and join me and see what I was looking at. But then there was a pause, because in seeing what he saw, he realized we had just barely scratched the surface of what was really going on at Area 51. And it went way deeper, and it went way more insidious than anything out there, including the Lolita Island Secret video files that most of the upper elite, the Dark Cabal, was terrified of ever being brought to light. All of that shit paled in comparison to what I was looking at. There were chambers, different sizes. There weren't aliens in them. There were people in them. Some of them were children. Some of them were women. Some of them were even fucking old people. All with tubes running in and out of them. All very pale. Very, very emaciated. Their veins were blackened. The eyes of the ones that were open had no pupils, and they were a soft baby blue color. You could still see the outlines of the retina, but the eyeballs themselves were all uniformly colored baby blue, even the edges. I stepped into the room a little bit, looked quickly to my left and right. There were rows and rows of computers, all active, all collecting data. I walked over, I looked at one of the terminals, and there was a cup of coffee that was sitting there, steam rising. Yo, guys, there's some shit here that's a little scary. What, bro? One of these workstations actually has a cup of coffee that's fresh, or fresh in a sense of it's still steaming. And there's nobody there. No. How many workstations do you see? At least 30. How many of those things do you see? I'm guessing 100. I'm not going to count them because that's going to take a while. Okay, get more pictures and let's go. I think we got everything we fucking need. I paused and thought about that. Okay, I think you're right, but there is one more door I kind of want to look at. It's open, and I kind of want to see what's in it. Bro, I don't think you should do that. Remember I had a bad feeling? Yeah. Man, it's off the fucking charts. Let's just go, bro. We got what we came for. Let's get the fuck out of here. Okay. All right. I'll go. I turned to leave, and I saw a thumb drive sticking out of the side of one of the machines. And I wondered, well, maybe there's pictures or something else on here. How about I pull that? Take it with me. I pulled it out gently, stuck it in my pocket, and then all hell broke out. Because suddenly, the lights began to flash, strobe, red, white, red, white. A horn started blaring. Whoa, what'd you do, bro? I might have, lifted something? Get the fuck out of here now. I ran. Slammed that door. Then a sound from the pit. That room started to get noisy. I figured, fuck it. I got a clear way out. I turned and ran. As I got closer to the exit door, I saw a thin figure standing there. As I ran closer, I saw it turn, and it did something to the door, opened it, and it closed, and my heart sank as I heard a thunk sound. He had secured the fucking door. I stopped. I heard the door behind me open, the pit door, and sounds started to come out of that. I glanced back and saw other slim figures walking out of that. The one in front of me smiled, and as it smiled, I could just faintly see the glint of something in its mouth. I lifted the radio. Guys, I'm fucked. Go. Don't look back. Don't look back. Get the information out as far as you can. Bro, I'm coming for you. No, don't do it. I'm stuck. Besides, I don't think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is gonna fucking work to get you in here. Silence. I miss you, bro. It's good, Brad. It's good being with you. Now get her out of here. I slammed the radio down. I didn't want to hear them say anything else, and I didn't want whatever was about to happen to me be able to communicate and bait my friends back. I felt some sense of relief, knowing that, at least, my friends would get away. The figure got closer to me, and the light around it seemed to muddy. It was hard to see. Its shape was human, definitely human. As it walked, I could see all the muscles flexing on its body, and it was naked. And I thought, well, I think the only thing worse than anal probe would be straight up rapage, and judging by what was walking towards me, that was probably a fair assessment. I slung my backpack into the front of myself, figured it would provide some loose protection to my chest and my abdomen, opened it up, reached inside, pulled out 2 blades. I did come somewhat prepared. I would have liked to have guns, but it was incredibly difficult to get guns where I came from. That's a different story, and it's not really pertinent to this particular conversation. Suffice to say, the 2 blades that I held in hand were very, very pertinent to the situation, because it was all I had. I paused. I looked back again. There was roughly 3 of them back there. I kind of was surprised. I thought I had saw maybe 15 of them, but now I only saw 3. Where did the rest of them go? I looked forward, back at the one that was advancing. The ones behind me were content to just stand there waiting, as if, go ahead, you ain't got nowhere to go. The thing got closer, and as it was within 5 feet of me, I could behold the horror in front of me. It was very similar to the ones that were inside of the chamber, and yet different. This had skin almost as black could be. It had a sheen to the surface of the flesh. As it moved, it flexed, and I realized this thing was very, very, very strong. Its eyes, also fairly humanoid, didn't have the baby blue hue, but had a blood red hue instead. Its nostrils were very pronounced on a very long, pointed nose, and its lips thin, straight, pursed, very intent. The brows were also kind of frowning, as if perturbed by me being there. I cleared my throat. So, I take it you don't work for the government? It shook its head. Okay, so were you a prisoner here? Again, it shook its head. You're a visitor then? It shook its head. You run this place? At that, it smiled, a wicked smile, revealing rows and rows of teeth that I did not want to become familiar with. Okay, so you run this place, and you're not part of the government, and I'm still breathing, so I imagine there's something you want from me. He nodded. Okay, I'm game. What do you want? He pointed back to the room. Not the pit room, but the other room. And I nodded. You want me to go back there? The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 room? He smiled and nodded. I looked back. The 3 were gone. Oh, shit, no problem, man. I go back. I put the code in. The door opens. I look up and nearly shit my pants. All of the ones that had came out were hovering, laying flat against the roof, and they had covered damn near the length of the hallway. At any point they could have rained down upon me and fucked me up. The fact that they were silently sitting there watching me as I had walked back to the room with the turtle shit coming in and out of my ass, completely fear-driven, just about ruined me. I walked in the room. I turned to say something to it. It wasn't there. I turned again to look in the room and nearly shit myself again. Well, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I actually did shit myself a little bit. It was there, standing in front of me. Oh, fuck, you're fast. Again, the smile with rows of teeth. It pointed to the hole where the thumb drive had been. Oh, my bad. I took the thumb drive out. This, right? It nodded. I put it back in. The alarm stopped. The flashing stopped. And it smiled. I looked at it. So you're really not intent on killing me? It smiled. It shook its head. It extended its hand as a gesture of greeting. Like an idiot, I reflectively took its hand. It wanted to shake hands, and who was I to say fuck no? I shook its hand, and I felt a little prick on the palm of my hand. And I said, ouch. And I looked at my hand, and there was a very, very, very faint little dot of blood. And my heart sunk. Oh shit. Is that gonna fuck me up now? It shook its head. It pointed back to the hallway. Oh, you want me to leave now? It nodded its head. Okay. So, let me guess. You don't want me to, say anything or tell anybody about anything? It raised its hands up and it shrugged as if to say, don't matter to me, motherfucker. Do what you will. And I nodded, happy that I wasn't going to get fucking killed. So I walked out, got to the door, looked at the lock, tried. Beep, 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 doop, chunk. And it opened. You've got to be fucking kidding me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pound? What the fuck? I walked out. I looked back. They had all stood. I couldn't see the length of the tunnel. There were so many there. And the one was just smiling at me. I closed the door. Oh my God. What the fuck? I didn't have the radio anymore, so I couldn't call to my friends. But I jumped down in the tunnel, and I traversed it as quickly as I could. To my surprise, as I came out, the barbecue, everything was still sitting there, and our vehicle was still there. My heart sank. Fuck. Did they get my friends? As I came up and looked, I could see both Markie and Margie sitting there crying. Hey guys. They spun, startled. Holy fuck. Markie ran over, grabbed me with big, powerful arms and hugged me. Bro, I thought for sure they fucking killed you, man. What the fuck happened? Let's just go. I'll fucking tell you guys on the way. What about the bar? Fucking leave that shit. Let's just go. Let's get the fuck out of here right now. Jumped in the car. We started driving. We got about 30 miles away, and my heart finally started to slow down. The entire way, I just imagined a black wave of these things crashing down and killing us. As we had left, we looked. We saw other vehicles, but we didn't see anybody. There was none of the 51 troopers that were going to run through. None of the security. Nothing. Just vehicles. We were perplexed. What the fuck had happened? We kept going. We got to the next adjacent town. Thankfully, we saw people walking around. Everything looked normal. Had the gaudy little alien signs and all this, that, and everything else. And we stopped at one of the diners that we had ate at before. Went in. Went to the bathroom. I washed my hands. I looked. There was no more red dot. Everything was fine. I checked my pulse. My carotid. It was beating a little fast, but nothing out of the ordinary. I looked at my veins, expecting those to turn the same blackish that I saw the blue eyes. Nothing. So what the fuck? What had happened? I didn't know. We sat there and we smiled and realized we had done it. I looked at Markie and Margie and they smiled and I said, all right guys, well fuck. Let's get a room and chill, or do you guys just want to keep going and head home? Man, it's a long drive to get home. I'm fucking wasted. How about we get a room? I nodded. Sounded good to me. I said, fuck, drinks on me, guys. Did you check the server and make sure all the pictures are up? I fucking sure did, bro. Our hits are going through the fucking roof right now. Nice. Nice. Holy shit, we did it, guys. He smiled. Yeah, we did. Did what? I turned. It's a beautiful brunette smiled at me. Oh, nothing. We just managed to storm Area 51 and get video evidence of some crazy shit there. Yeah, sure you did. I hear that from people all the time. I lifted up my phone and I showed her the pictures. Oh yeah, like this? She smiled. Wow. You didn't do that in Photoshop? Nope. We got over there and we snuck in and blah, blah, blah. This is the evidence right here. Go look on our website. She smiled. Wow, I bet that was scary. I'm like, you're fucking right. That shit was the most scary shit I've ever been through in my entire life. She smiled. She sat. We continued talking. I told her about myself, and she also had become one of the people totally enamored with the idea of storming Area 51, but fear had gotten the better of her and she decided wisely not to do it. A bunch of her friends had gone and she hadn't heard from them, and I said, well, I didn't really want to tell her I didn't see anybody because, frankly, she was pretty hot, and for whatever reason, I was jonesing for a fix. I wanted her bad, but I thought it was inappropriate to tell her, yeah, your fucking friends might be dead. We didn't see anybody on the way out. But instead, I lied. Yeah, those people, man, they're crazy. They're doing all kinds of stuff, and there's a lot of trucks out there and whatnot, but they'll be fine. There'll probably be a standoff. No big deal. You got a room? She smiled at me. She seemed nervous at first, but then her eyes met mine, and it was as if I could see her pupils, and they dilated and mine dilated, and our bodies did a mysterious dance that most people are unaware of, but I was painfully aware of her attraction level rising. I could see her lips purse more. I could see through her shirt certain things becoming more aroused, and I could smell a scent. I smiled. You want to go to my room? She's like, no, we can go to mine. You guys just got here, and I heard you and your friends saying you're going to get a room. I already have a room. No sense in you paying for an extra one. I smiled. You're right. There is no sense in me paying for a room when I can stay with such a beautiful woman. She blushed. She led me by the hand to her room, and I waved to Markie and Margie, and they, too, disappeared to go to their rooms. One thing led to another, and before I knew it, we were making love. No, that's not even accurate. We were fucking like wild beasts. I had never, ever ravaged a woman the way that I ravaged her, and she loved it. We laid there, collapsed in each other's arms, and she smiled at me and I smiled at her, and I closed my eyes and I slept for a while. I woke up. She was sitting on the side of the bed. Her back looked weird. In fact, the whole time that we had made love, she felt very voluptuous, very, very thick. Chubby, if you will. But here suddenly, I was staring at an emaciated spine that protruded. The skin looked different. My heart began to pound. What the fuck? I reached over. I touched her. She stopped, turned to face me with those pale blue eyes. She said nothing, but she just stared at me, expectantly, as if I was to tell her something. I wasn't horrified. I wasn't scared. There was just something in me. And I thought about the hand shake, the sudden need to have this woman. And then it dawned on me. I was passing to her what the things in the chambers were. I had some form of a STD Vampirism disease. Some kind of a vampire STD. I was infecting people. I looked at her. She smiled at me. She stood behind me. I got up. I walked to the door, and I opened it knowingly. Markie was standing there, emaciated, pale blue eyes, and Margie smiled at me. I looked at her. How did they get you? She stared at me. They were in the tunnel waiting for us. Fuck. Markie? He said nothing. Margie smiled at me, took me by the hand. She smiled. We've got a lot of work to do. I nodded, knowing that she was right. And we left to continue our work. Okay, that's it. That is going to be the end of that story. Let's see, we got Lightning and Thunder, Anal Probe, Howdy Doody, Chuck E. Cheese Pizza, Headless Snake, Lolita Island Secret Video Files, Truth Rather Than Facts, The Truth Is Here, STD Vampirism, which was very difficult, by the way, and there's a fucking fly flying around in here, and I don't have my assault gun with me. Agent X, Watching Us, From Black Vehicles, All Hell Broke Out, and I missed one. Paint with Blood. I missed that one. Shit. Paint with Blood. That could have been a fun part, too. Okay, well, I missed one. I missed the last one. And we always strive to get at least 10. So, fuck. But that's okay. So, Paint with Blood. I guess what they could have did is he could have woke up and there could have been a symbol that was painted with blood, and then he also had a desire to paint with blood, but I don't know. So anyway, it could have just been something like a dream sequence that could have led right before he woke up or whatever. But anyway, I missed it, so my bad. I did what I could do, and I missed that. That's funny as shit that I missed that. Anyway, so that's it. So we got 11 of the 12, and that was a fun story. It's one of those stories. It didn't really have a happy ending, but the message had got out, and looks like they're about to create a pandemic of sex-craved vampires and things like that. So spread the love, baby. Exactly, Brian. Spreading the love. All right, so that's it. That's this episode of Real Time Storytime. Jay just popped in right at the end. That's hilarious. So that's going to be it. As you can see on this the screen here, Harry Situation Origin Story is available now. I believe you can get that on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Things of that nature. The very next story that I'm going to be doing a novella on is going to be Found and Lost Again. So some of you guys might remember that one from way back when. But that is going to be it for now. Let's see, anything else? That's it. So yeah, remember to check out realtimestorytime.com. All of the URLs down at the bottom: robertrricks.com, magicreallysucks.com, novebs.com, realtimestorytime.com, tacticalgeek.com is all kinds of fun shit for you guys to check out. And this, it's gonna can't stop, won't stop. Take it. I'm gonna just keep doing this shit until the cows come home. All right, guys. That's it for now. I will see you guys same bat time, same bat channel next week. I appreciate the fuck out of you guys, and I will talk to you later. Adios, amigos.